November 3, 1903. A brand new nation was born on the American continent. Its birth was not due to national awakening, nor is it because of a nationwide resistance. It was because of a canal. Today, let's talk about this country born from the canal. Panama. Early 16th century. When Spanish colonizers set foot on this land, they found the narrowest part here. Just climb over a few hills. From the Atlantic, you can see the Pacific Ocean directly. Spain instantly recognized the value of this place. In that era before airplanes, to return gold and silver from South America to Europe, or detour to the storm-ravaged Strait of Magellan, or land transshipment via Panama. To firmly control this lifeline, Spain built trails here, forcing local indigenous peoples. Silver from the Potosi silver mine in South America and gold from the Inca Empire, carried on shoulder to Panama, shipped to Madrid. Under nearly 300 years of Spanish rule, Panama City prospered through trade. But this prosperity never belonged to the locals. Native Americans died in large numbers due to heavy manual labor and infectious diseases. Spain then introduced a large number of African slaves. The lower classes are barely surviving under tropical malaria and heavy pressure. Panama's economy is entirely dependent on Madrid. There is no possibility of independent development. By the early 19th century, the Napoleonic Wars triggered turmoil in Europe. The Spanish Empire gradually declined. 1821. Panama seized the opportunity to declare independence from Spain. But for this newly independent small country, facing an empty treasury and a thin military force, it was simply impossible to resist the colonizers' counterattacks alone. Thus, Panama decided to join the Republic of Gran Colombia, established by Bolívar. Bolívar intends to turn Latin America into a country as powerful as the United States. Unified federation. Yet the ideals were incredibly full. But reality is extremely harsh. With Bolívar's passing, Gran Colombia disintegrated. Panama ultimately became a remote province in Colombia. During the decades of Colombian rule, Panama is full of resentment. The central government is located deep in the Andes Mountains. Panama is thousands of miles away. Transportation is extremely inconvenient. The Colombian government is also targeting Panama. Treat it like an ATM. Only taxes are collected. No investment in any infrastructure construction. This led to multiple independence movements in Panama. But without exception, Colombia sent troops to suppress them. This long-standing accumulated dissatisfaction and a sense of estrangement between Panama and Colombia. The rift deepened continuously, just waiting for a historic opportunity. Tear it apart. This opportunity was ultimately brought by a canal. Late 19th century night. The Industrial Revolution spurred a global trade frenzy. At this moment, who could possibly be defeated by Panama landmen? Whoever controls global maritime power. The first to take the stage are the French. At that time, France successfully opened the Suez Canal. For a time, it became famous worldwide. France tried to copy the experience of the Suez Canal. It directly opens a sea-level canal. But engineers seriously underestimated Panama's harsh natural environment. Tropical rainstorms triggered landslides. Yellow fever and malaria rampaged like ghosts. In just a few years, more than 20,000 workers died tragically in the jungle. In the end, France ended in defeat. In the early 20th century, the United States tried to take over the canal project, but Colombia refused. The United States has not given up. They decided to take a more thorough approach. In 1903, with the covert support and instigation of the United States, local Panamanian independence factions launched an uprising. The Colombian government quickly dispatched troops to suppress the rebellion. However, when the Colombian warship sailed toward Panama, at this time, the American cruiser was already docked at the port of Panama, forcibly preventing the Colombian army's landing. The Colombian army was kept outside the dense tropical rainforest. All they could do was watch as the rebels took over government institutions. On November 3, Panama officially declared independence. Just a few days later, Panama and the United States signed a treaty. The United States offers only $10 million and a meager annual rent. Acquired the Panama Canal Zone. Permanent control over 10 kilometers of land. Within this area, the United States enjoys all rights equivalent to those of a sovereign nation. That is to say, although Panama was founded, but the heart area was planted with a foreign flag. After the United States took over the project, the engineers first began the strip elimination work. by spraying insecticides extensively and laying drainage systems. Completely eradicate mosquitoes that transmit yellow fever and malaria. Subsequently, the United States abandoned the French sea level plan, switched to a more scientific T-class sluice design. After 10 years of hard work, with billions of dollars in massive investment, in 1914, the Panama Canal officially opened. This allows the voyage from the Atlantic to the Pacific. It has shrunk by over 10,000 kilometers. Canal navigation brought prosperity. But this prosperity has nothing to do with Panamanians. The canal district running across the country became a country within a country. The American flag is displayed here. U.S. law applies, and U.S. troops are stationed there. Ordinary Panamanians are not allowed to enter without permission. This humiliation deeply wounded the dignity of Panamanians. In 1964, a group of Panamanian students, when attempting to raise the Panamanian flag in the canal zone,